Hi, this is Monique. I'll need your telephone number to pull up your account. Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Who am I speaking to?
Sid Trackman.
Yes, Sid, I'll need your telephone number to pull up your account. Sid, I'll need you to tell me your telephone number. Sid,
Yes,
I need you to verbally tell me your telephone number. You stupid moron. I am not an automated machine. I need you to verbally tell me your number.
you know, you're really rude. I'd like to speak to your supervisor.
Stupidity, as defined by Webster, is behavior that shows a lack of good sense or judgment. Tonight is all about stupidity, so don't expect that I or the Odd Squad will have any good sense or judgment. To get the ball rolling, I've decided to share my top 5 stupidest things I've ever done in my life. So let's get started with number 5. At 16 years old, drinking 3/4 of a bottle of tequila and becoming unconscious to the point that I had to spend the night in the hospital. My stupidity was rewarded when my dad woke me at 6 a.m. the next morning and said, "Get up, you're going to church," as if I didn't do enough kneeling. Number 4, when I was 18, doing the exact same thing I did with tequila, only with wine. Number 3, and this was throughout my 20s, I would stay in unfulfilling, unsatisfying relationships and actually think that I could change all of these men. Number 2, working on my commitment issues after my divorce. And the number 1 stupidest mistake I've ever made, buying the house of my dreams and sinking my hard-earned money into it just before the entire housing market crashed, along with my marriage. And doing the same exact thing that I did with the tequila and wine, with a quart of Haagen-Dazs and a handful of Prozac. It's midnight. I have to get to the studio.
From Philadelphia, it's the only original late-night television show in town. Get ready for Raw Reality with Gail Kasper.
The Odd Squad, who will also represent our experts for tonight's show, appearing at AOH Division 39 in Philadelphia, a fundraiser to help fight childhood cancer, November 23rd, Frank Genzano. Appearing at Helium Comedy Club with Saturday Night Live's I'm going to get that right, Chris Kattan, through September 28th, Rob DeSantis, and appearing at the Peace Q Foundation October 4th in Parks Casino in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania on October 23rd, Rick Giuliani. Go to rawrealitywithgailkasper.com for more details and contact information on all of our guests. I will be tweeting with you during the show at Gail Kasper Fans, and don't forget, no serious allowed. All right, so guys, I have shared my top 5 stupidest things I've ever done. Rick, you got to tell me one of yours.
I was once on the phone with a customer service woman, and she really wanted me to put my phone number in, but I kept on typing it in. I wasn't saying it, and she just wanted me to verbally tell my number, but I just kept on typing it in.
Just
I
like
felt
that. Yeah, just like that. Rob.
I once had a job at a Fortune 500 company where I had my own office and secretary, and I lost that job because I called the vice president of that company the C word on Twitter.
And that will do it.
Yes.
I got my friend fired from work because I ratted him out because he called our boss a C word.
Yeah. All right. I got some better stories than that. And when we look at stupidity, this comes from 176 stupidest things ever done by Ross Petros and Catherine Petros. All right, so here's this guy. He's in a lawn chair. He wants to go see his girlfriend. He's going to fly there. Attaches some helium balloons, and he does actually elevate into the air. He's got an air pistol with him. He's got beer with him. Goes up about 10,000 feet, tries to shoot the balloons down, drops the gun. and he ends up eventually coming down.
The sad part is, the scary part is he's going to procreate at some point. So he's going to have other little stupid people who think that's a brilliant idea. So
That's a brilliant idea. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because beer was involved, and it's illegal to drive drunk. But there's no law against flying through the air on a... I mean, that is an elegant solution to getting a DUI, if you ask me.
But you can't go on an airplane and your airplane sounds like Dean Martin. I mean, your pilot sounds like Dean Martin.
I've been on airplanes where the pilot was drunk. I know that for a fact because I was driving it. So
I'm pretty sure this guy was the first UFO, unintelligent flying object.
Yeah, my question is, there's no GPS up in the air. It's hard to even decipher where you are at that specific point.
like,
in
he had
time.
beer?
I think all these people have been smoking pot. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's the next one. Police stop a suspicious car without its headlights. They find a ton of marijuana on the front seat, ton of marijuana in the back seat, and the buddy in the trunk.
wow.
Right. I just read that these are the two rocket scientists that developed the new iPhone 5S with the 4-inch screen. So, you could see them verbalizing, dude, it's going to be a great idea. You get in the trunk with the bag of Doritos, and I'll put the pot plants up front.
I'm pretty sure the dude was just so stoned that he thought the plant's called shotgun or something.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Gail, I have been high before, once in college, and then repeatedly after that. But I've never been that high where it's going to be like, hey, they called shotgun. There's Ben & Jerry's in the trunk. You'll like it. Go ahead.
I heard you also get a deal when you buy pot in Mexico. As long as you bring someone back with you in the trunk, you get a discount on the pot.
See, I think he knew it. I think he got high and he said, you know what, if we've got the marijuana plants in the front and the back seat, if you get pulled over, like, I got nothing to do with it.
So he hid in the trunk
So
instead
he
of
in the
not
trunk.
getting in the car.
Exactly.
Just not getting in the car
He just
completely.
separated himself.
Brilliant.
Because he was stoned.
All right, after a drinking binge, a couple went into the ocean. Woman decided to do some underwater activity on the guy. Guy had his hands on her head, kept her submerged. She died. Guy told police that when the woman stopped sucking, he let her up. Now, you know what? Here's the deal with this. He absolutely not. He had to finish his assignment. That was the whole thing. He had to finish his assignment.
Plus, what did the cops think he was going to do? Give her mouth to mouth? That's ridiculous, after that. And I actually feel bad for this guy because it's hard enough to find a woman that will do that, let alone commit to that level. And now he's single and has to start all over again. That's upsetting.
I'm pretty sure he was just mad she used teeth and just held her down. At least she died doing what she loved.
It's Australia. Of course, something binge drinking happens with murder and sexual assault, okay? First of all, I don't mean to play Monday morning fellatio quarterback here, but if I was doing that activity and I couldn't breathe anymore, why didn't she just bite down as hard as she could? That's what I would have done.
And I'm pretty sure he could have just...
Guys, here's the deal. We could be about ready to walk in front of an 18-wheeler, and if you guys are finishing your assignment, we're dead.
Yeah.
That gives a new term to giving a killer.
We're out.
At least you died doing what
I
you
think
loved.
our
That's all.
viewers, who are mostly women, are on my team with this one. So, it's a lesson learned.
What was her eulogy?
All right, you guys just
She died doing what she loved.
Something she loved.
Yeah.
You guys need to shut up. We need to go to a break. We'll be right back in just a minute. Welcome back. Don't forget to tweet with me at Gail Kasper Fans. And speaking of tweets, we're going to get some feedback from the Odd Squad on tweets that have been branded as just stupid tweets. All right, so let's start off with the first one. I'd rather kill myself than commit suicide.
That was actually tweeted from the trunk of a car that was carrying a bunch of marijuana plants.
Oh, God.
I just hope this person does one of the two. And at least he'll die doing what he loved.
Sorry, I sent that tweet out last week.
You did?
Yes.
And were you high when you did it?
No, I don't do that anymore. I'm a
don't?
responsible adult
You stopped last month?
this week.
All right, let's take a look at our next one. This one said, I don't know who Steve Jobs is, and this was tweeted from the person's iPhone.
I'm pretty sure @DreaFace is never going to know what a job is.
I thought this was Ashton Kutcher tweeting when he got the role for Steve Jobs in the movie Jobs.
It's just dumb. Like, how dumb could you be? That's more examples. He's going to procreate with somebody, so that's what I'm.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think this person's going to find out that the iPhone was created by Steve Jobs, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, he should go to work at Apple. He should work there." All right. Oh, what is Obama's last name?
Ooh, I know this one. It's Biden, because I have it on my bumper sticker on my car.
Oh
Obama
my gosh,
Biden, right?
is that right?
Yeah.
No, I actually.
And he was born in 08, right?
I think.
Wait.
I thought his
Like
last
five.
name was. I thought his last name was Care. Obamacare. That's what they keep calling him on Fox News, right?
Well, so no, they said it's Hussein on his birth certificate. That's what it was.
Oh, right.
That's what Donald Trump found out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. I thought it was Messiah. Maybe I'm confused. Obama Messiah.
Obama Messiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
thought-
most of the liberals who follow him are happy-go-lucky liberals who are just paying attention to him.
I didn't even think you were allowed to say something like this. I thought
Liberal?
this was like not knowing the national anthem or something. Like, I didn't even think that was like allowed. All right, George Zimmerman charged with second-degree murder. Who'd he kill the first time?
Stay in your
Tweet.
ground walls.
What?
The Florida education system, apparently.
And every news story for 6 months.
Yeah.
But at least Trayvon died doing what he loved.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the problem, the educational system. When you get your first degree, it's not that big a deal. You get a second degree in education, it's a really big deal.
Well, you can't find a job after your first degree murder. The market's flooded.
And everybody,
And you can't vote for Obama Hussein after you get your first degree murder either, because you're a felon.
It's Messiah. Right?
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Our next one, who painted the Mona Lisa? Was it Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, I don't think that person ever saw Leonardo DiCaprio in the beach to think he was actually an artist. So
This is, I'm sorry.
You know, I was going to say, as far as Leonardo's, I like that Leonardo da Vinci, who was in The Departed. That guy was really cool. He
was
He
amazing.
did a
was
good
a good
job.
actor, yeah.
He did a
I
good
just
job.
don't see anything wrong with this tweet. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio painted it when he was on the Titanic, like when he was Jack.
I don't know what the big deal is about her smiling inside the Mona Lisa.
Did he save the Mona Lisa on a piece of board?
He did. He
And
painted
was
her while she was naked in.
in freezing water.
Yeah, it had that jewel around her neck.
Yeah.
Okay, one more we got here. Damn, I'm having hot flashes. I can't go through mini pulse at 21. Can I? 1 minute it's 97 degrees, next minute it's 34 degrees.
I think it's adorable that she called it mini Pauls.
I think it's
Menopause, mini pulse.
I think it's
quite
adorable.
something.
This 21-year-old is pretending she doesn't know what flashing is.
I'm just really offended you guys are sharing my girlfriend's tweets. I don't really appreciate it. I would have appreciated a heads up if I was going to be sabotaged like this. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
At least she's doing what she loves.
You know what?
She's
We've got
definitely-
a lightning round coming up of Pass or Fail with Gail, so we're going to get set for that. And we got a couple more stories coming up. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. This is Pass or Fail with Gail, the lightning round. I'm going to throw out a real-life issue to one member of our odd squad, and they're going to grade it with a pass or fail. And we'll see if the rest of the team agrees or if they have a comment along with it. And remember, I will be tweeting with you during the show at Gail Kasper fans. Are you guys ready? Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, we are going to start off with Frank not wearing a seatbelt. Pass or fail?
Absolutely unexcusable. So that is a fail unless you're on a motorcycle. Yes.
In which case they should create them.
Then you would be tied to a 50 or 60 mile an hour wrecking ball.
Okay, that's a good point. This is why I don't create things like that. This is why I'm not part of the process.
Hopefully on a motorcycle.
Exactly. Not wearing a seatbelt accounts for about 56% of collision deaths. All right, Rob, drinking and driving.
You know, as a multi-time, multi-state DUI defendant, I think legally my lawyer would be upset if I said anything other than fail.
And now we have a record of you saying fail, so that even supports your...
Yes.
the fact that you've changed who you are.
Though I'm not dressed as nice as I usually am in court.
Or pass if you're good at it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, if you drive between the thumbs.
31% of traffic deaths. No. All right. How about, Frank, drinking and texting? And I think we all have a comment on this. This was supposed to be driving and texting, but it is drinking and texting.
That's a pass. That's how most meaningful relationships happen these days. It's, hey, why don't you come over? I'm feeling lonely. And then next thing you know, wonderfulness happens at your door. Sometimes you have to pay for it. Sometimes you don't. So
Sometimes you have to pay for it.
pass. Yo, hey!
Hey. What do you think about drinking and texting?
I'm still waiting for Rick to text me back, so it's just.
You're drunk. I'm a big fan of drinking and texting, a big fan. You say things that normally you wouldn't say.
I wouldn't would ever get laid if I ever text sober, so I need it.
All right, Rick, how about smoking?
Smoking what?
Pass. Unless it's something else, and you can just pass it over.
I don't understand. How else are you supposed to look cool?
How else are you
Supposed to look cool.
160,000 people die
By wearing your
from
leather
smoking.
jacket, Fonzie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Leather jacket. Don't drive a motorcycle. Wear your seatbelt.
And text
That's all
hookers.
cool. All right, how about not wearing a condom, Rob?
Oh, anything that can result in pregnancy is a fail, in my opinion.
Well, Rob's meaning of safe sex is, oh, she doesn't look like she has herpes. Come on in.
Oh my gosh, I agree, fail.
I was supposed to argue
85%.
that? I didn't know I was supposed to argue that. So it's,
Don't pick on Rob. Come on.
she's here.
Can I pass on that? Because I also have a pet peeve when my kids have AIDS when I hang out with them. So I'm just saying. So wear the condom. No
Wear the
AIDS.
condom.
Kids AIDS.
85% of pregnancies, not wearing a condom, 20 million STDs per year. Not a condom.
10 of those are Frank.
Lightweight.
Amateurs.
Rick, not using sunscreen.
Pass. I'm bald. No option. No option there.
1 in 5 million Americans will develop skin cancer. All right.
4 million of them are men. This is not something guys think about. Like, let's put
Don't
on
think
some
about it or
sunscreen.
you argue it. You have to stop fighting with us women.
I know.
It's the deal. All right, Rob, not eating enough green vegetables.
What are vegetables?
Oh my God.
What?
Oh, they're on pizza. Oh,
Peppers.
they're okay.
All right, do you know what the result is of not eating your vegetables? Lack of B vitamins, deficiency? Do you know what happens? Oh, that's exactly what happens. Your brain starts to
I know
go.
you're saying words. I'm just not.
Neurological disorders, heart attack, stroke. Mom and Dad forced it on us, but it's good stuff.
So all the same side effects as smoking, pretty much.
There you go.
Except eating vegetables doesn't look cool. This is what I'm saying.
If you wear your leather jacket, it does.
Okay.
All right, well, I've got some more stories here, so let's see if you agree with these. These can be a pass or fail for you as well. 22-year-old fast food worker tried to bungee jump using those stretchy ropes with the hooks on the end, those octopus straps. Jumped off a 70-foot railroad trestle, taped a bunch together. They broke. He fell to the pavement.
I have a lot of respect for anyone who can do their own do-it-yourself project, but do-it-yourself bungee jumping is like right below a do-it-yourself appendectomy on a level of stupid. Like, that's really.
But isn't that how all 22-year-old fast food employees die anyway? I mean,
Bungee jumping?
Yes, I'm doing something stupid. I mean, you're 22 years old. You're
Well, then
supposed
how
to.
do you explain me? I've done a lot of stupid things. I'm still alive.
Did you ever bungee jump with a homemade cord?
No, I would never do that.
No.
Yeah, but I don't get high either.
Neither do I. What are you talking about?
I think that's the result of most of this.
I just think it would be really awesome if the funeral director asked if they wanted the casket supersized. Because at least he died doing what he loved. I'm just saying. At least he died doing
That's
that.
your only answer. All right, we got one more story here. This happened in Portugal. A dance instructor was showing his students how to keep their head up high, was looking at the ceiling. He tangoed right out of a 5th floor window.
I just imagine like him remembering what his realtor was asking while he was falling to his death. Like, are you sure you want these floor-to-ceiling windows put in? You know, it's literally a perfect example. It takes two to tango.
And you know, there's one student there who's probably on him, all the time. You're not doing this right. You're not doing that right. And he saw him going towards the window, and he was like, no, let it happen. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
I was just thinking, that class must have been full the next day. A bunch of people showing up going, well, my spouse wanted me to come to this class and learn to tango. I don't know why I'm here.
Not to say eulogies again, but can you imagine his eulogies were like filled with puns? Like, oh, he soared through the dance floor while waltzing.
He died doing what he loved.
Remember what Alberto said. Remember what Alberto said, keep your head up.
All right, we've got a 50-year-old man died after he became the victim of his own booby trap. He was trying to protect his marijuana plants. He put up an invisible wire. He took his ATV in his backyard and almost got decapitated.
I think a great combination of two things is a drug that affects your memory and booby traps. That's just a great combination of things. But to his defense, I mean, there were a bunch of kids that kept coming in, filling up their car, and then hiding in a trunk of theirs. So he had a booby trap.
Well, we got another one similar to this. A fisherman, he took some cable wires, he put them into the water, attached to the house. He actually killed the fish and was so excited, ran into the water to go capture his fish that had died, and he got electrocuted.
I'm so happy he's dead, because that's just laziness. It's complete laziness. First of all, did Jesus teach the villagers how to fish like that? No. He used magic and pixie dust. That's what he did. So,
I don't think you can call that fishing. That's not a fisherman. That's not what fishing is. That's like a guy who says he ran a marathon, 26.2 miles, but he did it on a Segway the whole time. Like, that's cheating.
Yeah, well, he'll never cheat again. Apparently, he's done.
thank God.
All right, we're going to take a break. We will be right back.
Something's fishy.
Welcome back to our show on stupidity. The raw reality is that none of us are perfect, so I'm just hoping that after tonight's show, you don't feel so stupid. Next week, we talk about odd couples or not. And I want to thank you to our sponsor, GetMainLobster.com, the entire team here at WMCN, all of you for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday night at midnight. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.